Revelation, the final book of the Bible, a maze of strange symbols and vivid images such as the seven-headed beast, a fiery dragon, and the four horsemen of the apocalypse. For over 2,000 years, this book has intrigued, astonished, and even frightened countless people. But what is Revelation really trying to tell us? Is it a chilling prophecy about the future, or simply a reflection of the harsh times in which St. John the Apostle lived? Written during a period when Christianity was being persecuted under the iron fist of the Roman Empire, Revelation is not just a religious text, but also a bold response. Do the metaphorical images and bizarre symbols in this book merely stem from imagination, or do they contain coded messages for believers enduring persecution? And what drove St. John to choose such a mysterious way of delivering his message? The journey to explore Revelation will not only take you back to a tumultuous historical period, but will also raise timeless questions. Does the battle between good and evil truly end? What relevance do the terrifying images in the book have to the present day, or are they just the ghosts of the past? Join Historical Owl as we unravel the mystery of this groundbreaking book. We will guide you through the historical, cultural, and religious context of the time to decode the true meaning behind these strange symbols. This is not just a story from the past, it could be a warning that the modern world is not yet ready to face. If you are passionate about captivating and mysterious historical stories, don't forget to like and subscribe to the Historical Owl channel today. Turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our exploration journeys. Your support is the motivation for us to continue bringing history to life through every story. The Book of Revelation, the mysterious puzzle of the apocalypse and rebirth. Behind the pages of the Book of Revelation lies a vivid picture, both terrifying and shimmering with hope, about the apocalypse and rebirth. This is not just the book that closes the Bible, but also a door that opens to mysterious enigmas, captivating and terrifying all of humanity. From the seven seals of judgment, which initiate disasters shaking the heavens and the earth, to the seven trumpets of warning that sound like the bells tolling for the world's end, and finally the seven bowls of wrath filled with the fury of heaven, each prophecy weaves a piece of the inevitable end times puzzle. Powerful symbols like the number 666, the beast, and the red dragon evoke the image of evil's dominance, raising questions about the nature of power and moral choice. The battle at Armageddon is not only an epic confrontation, but also represents the endless inner conflict between good and evil within the human soul. The scene of the fall of Babylon marks the end of all that is corrupt, making way for redemption and rebirth. Meanwhile, the two mysterious witnesses and the final judgment leave readers contemplating the consequences of sin as well as the longing for atonement. However, not everything is darkness. Hidden behind the storms of wrath is the dazzling light of the new heaven and the new earth, the promise of a new beginning where salvation and rebirth reign. The journey through the Book of Revelation is not only a journey of faith but also a mirror reflecting humanity's fateful choices. It is like a timeless mystical epic, offering profound lessons about the ongoing confrontation between light and darkness, hope and despair, good and evil. So, do you dare to step into the mysterious world of these prophecies, to face the challenging messages and uncover the deep secrets? Perhaps your answer is the final piece of this apocalyptic puzzle. Let's journey together through the prophecies in the Book of Revelation. The Seven Seals of Judgment. The seven seals of judgment in the Book of Revelation form a series of destructive events, each seal not only bringing disaster, but also serving as signs of the apocalypse, a warning of what is to come when humanity strays from the path of righteousness. These seals reflect not only future events, but also raise questions about the nature of life, humanity, and the costs to be paid in a sinful world. The first seal, with the white horse, presents an image of victory and conquest. However, this victory is not a positive one. It is the rise of powerful forces ready to use military and political means to oppress and control. The The white horse not only signals the beginning of a tragic journey, but also marks the start of a bloody and sorrowful sequence of events. The second seal, with the red horse, symbolizes war and violence, warning of the devastation that conflict brings. The sword carried by the rider represents the meaningless struggle for power, tearing society apart, with people paying the price for these endless conflicts. It is a warning of the unavoidable suffering that war causes. The third seal, with the black horse, reminds us of famine and social injustice. The scales the rider holds in his hand symbolize scarcity and the disparity in the distribution of resources between the poor and the wealthy. Famine is not just a result of war, but also the outcome of the inequality and neglect of the vulnerable in society. The fourth seal, with the pale horse, represents death and destruction, not only through war and hunger, but also through natural disasters and plagues. Death is impartial. It comes like a shadow, casting its presence over all, warning that all creatures have their fate, an inevitable demise. The fifth seal, with the souls under the altar, symbolizes those who have sacrificed for their faith. These souls not only call for justice, but also affirm that steadfastness and sacrifice will be rewarded, that righteousness will not be forgotten. This is a sign of hope, a glimmer of light in the darkness of brutal domination. The sixth seal, with a great earthquake, is a symbol of natural disasters, representing the breakdown of both natural and social order. When the cosmic order is shaken, everything in the world seems to collapse, leaving behind a chaotic and unstable world, reflecting the collapse of faith and ideals. These disasters are not just reflections of doom, but also warnings of cracks in politics, economics, and society. Finally, the seventh seal, with silence in heaven, creates a tense, waiting space before the impending destructive events. This is not the end, but a preparation for a new era, a renewal, and the final judgment. The silence is like a deep look into the yet-to-be-revealed, building suspense before the great changes to come. Thus, the seven seals of judgment are not only disasters, but also signals of change, of the final judgment that we all must face. They remind us of the consequences of sin, of steadfastness, and of hope for a brighter future. So, are we ready to face these seals? Or can we only sit in silence, awaiting the final judgment day? Monday, the seven trumpets. In the book of Revelation, the seven trumpets are not merely sounds, but cryptic and severe messages about sin, natural disasters, and the final judgment of humanity. Each trumpet marks a stage in the painful journey of the world, from environmental destruction to the rise of evil forces, catastrophic wars, and ultimately, the hope of a heavenly kingdom. Let us delve into each trumpet in Revelation, where every event carries a profound warning for humanity. The first trumpet signifies the onset of natural disasters, as hail and fire mixed with blood descend upon the earth, reflecting the environmental destruction caused by humanity. This haunting imagery serves as a stark reminder of the unavoidable consequences of reckless exploitation of resources and environmental pollution, leading to the devastation of the very world we inhabit. The second trumpet resounds with another terrifying scene, as a blazing mountain crashes into the sea, symbolizing underwater environmental disasters. Marine pollution, from oil spills to plastic waste and toxic chemicals, has severely damaged marine ecosystems. Each time the sea roars, it serves as a wake-up call to protect the oceans, an invaluable source of life for the planet. The third trumpet heralds the contamination of water sources, as a great star named Wormwood falls upon rivers and springs, turning the waters bitter. Water pollution, a pressing issue in today's world, threatens not only human health, but also the survival of aquatic life, highlighting the lack of accountability in managing this precious resource. The fourth trumpet signals the degradation of natural energy, as the sun, moon, and stars are darkened. Climate change, with its scorching heat waves and erratic storms, is disrupting the climate and paralyzing natural systems. This evokes a dire warning about ecological imbalance caused by human actions. The fifth trumpet reveals the rise of evil forces, as locusts from the abyss invade and cause harm. This serves as a metaphor for the emergence of brutal powers and dark ambitions, from authoritarian regimes to hostile forces within society, ushering in an era of anxiety and conflict. The The sixth trumpet announces a great war, as 4 angels bound at the Euphrates River are released. War, with all its brutality and destruction, is a warning of large-scale conflicts where humanity faces death and suffering, and humanitarian values are obliterated. Finally, the seventh trumpet brings a glimmer of hope, signaling the nearness of the heavenly kingdom, where justice and peace will prevail. This represents a renewal, a reward for those steadfast in their faith, but also a warning of the final judgment, where the wicked will be punished and the righteous will be welcomed into his kingdom. Thus, the 7 trumpets in Revelation are powerful and enigmatic warnings about humanity's decline and the world's deterioration. Each trumpet represents a chain of natural disasters, wars, and moral decay, but also serves as a reminder that hope remains and ultimate justice will be served. These warnings hold relevance not only in the past but continue to resonate in the modern world. Let us delve into the third aspect, the 7 bowls of wrath. The 7 bowls of wrath in the book of Revelation are the final punishments decreed by God for those who follow the path of sin and the forces of evil. Each of these bowls is not merely an act of punishment, but also a fierce warning, a reminder of the consequences of greed, injustice, and sin. Behind each punishment lies a profound message about preparing for the final judgment, where justice will prevail and humanity's wrongdoings will be accounted for. The first bowl brings forth the horrifying image of malignant sores on those bearing the mark of the beast, symbolizing the true cost of choosing the path of wickedness. These are not only physical wounds, but also deep spiritual anguish, a warning of the destruction that comes from pursuing evil. The second bowl, turning the sea into blood, is not just a vision of a blood-filled ocean, but also a reminder of the environmental and ecological devastation wrought by humanity. This scene symbolizes the catastrophic damage inflicted upon the earth by those who disregard the common good for personal gain. Next, the third bowl, turning rivers and springs into blood, highlights the pollution of freshwater sources, a life and death issue for humanity. The blood flowing across the waters serves as an alarm, reminding us of the inherent danger when such a precious resource becomes tainted. The fourth bowl, granting the sun the power to scorch mankind, is a vivid depiction of global warming and climate change. Soaring temperatures, relentless natural disasters, and the consequences of humanity's inaction in safeguarding the planet form a clear warning from God. Without change, unbearable suffering awaits. The fifth bowl reveals the darkened kingdom of the beast, signifying the collapse of evil powers. Corrupt forces will not endure forever. This is a declaration of war against injustice and the dominion of darkness, signaling that their reckoning is imminent. Following this is the sixth bowl, where the Euphrates River dries up, paving the way for armies from the east to advance. This is a sign of an ultimate battle, the final confrontation between good and evil, as mighty forces prepare for Armageddon, the fateful day of reckoning for humanity. Lastly, the seventh bowl is marked by a great voice from the temple in heaven proclaiming, "It is done." This is the declaration of fulfillment when justice is enacted. All has been decided, and as the final shadow fades, a new world filled with justice and peace will emerge. The 7 bowls of wrath are not only the final punishments, but also enigmatic warnings. Each punishment carries a profound lesson, reminding humanity of the consequences of wrongdoing, while heralding the arrival of a new world where justice will be served and all sins will be punished. In the book of Revelation, the beast and the number 666 are 2 prominent symbols, deeply intertwined not only with religious events but also with profound reflections on power, oppression, and the temptations of materialism. These images represent not only the dangers of the end times, but also serve as warnings about the constant threats within human society. Below is a deeper look at the significance of the beast and the number 666 in Revelation. The beast appears in Revelation 13 as a terrifying creature with 7 heads and 10 horns, symbolizing forces of evil, power, and manipulation. It is not merely a representation of the devil, but also a vivid image of tyrannical governments and oppressive systems. The beast manipulates humanity through brutal power, leading them into sinful acts and conflict with God. It is a formidable force, invading not only the physical realm, but also the spiritual, where power becomes the sole objective rather than justice and righteousness. Closely tied to the beast is the number 666, a symbol that has achieved legendary status in Western culture. While interpretations vary, 6666 is consistently viewed as the number of imperfection and evil forces. In ancient numerology, gematria, it is believed to reference Nero Caesar, a Roman emperor infamous for his brutal persecution of Christians. Alternatively, the number 666 can be understood as a mark of moral and spiritual deficiency, as the Bible associates the number 7 with perfection, while 6 signifies a lack of completeness. Both the beast and the number 6666 are powerful images connected to oppressive political and economic systems. They warn against authoritarian regimes, manipulative corporations, and religious persecution. Within these systems, power is maintained through violence, suppression of religious freedom, and the prioritization of material values over spiritual ones. The number 666 also serves as a reminder of materialistic manipulation, where greed and the relentless pursuit of power lead to moral decay and spiritual crises. The beast and the number 6666 in Revelation are not merely religious symbols or omens of the future. They reflect a world full of challenges, where power, ambition, and materialism constantly threaten to dominate humanity. At the same time, they remind us that only by remaining faithful to God and pursuing justice can humanity escape the grasp of these evil forces and find salvation in a world fraught with temptation. Let's wrap up part 1 here. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and share it to spread knowledge to more people. Most importantly, make sure to subscribe to the Historical Owl channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our exciting historical explorations.